Welcome back. Okay, you guys, we're going to talk about how emotional abuse doesn't always leave bruises, but it leaves marks that you can feel every day, you guys. It changes how you see yourself. Yeah, that's what emotional abuse does. It changes how you see yourself, your partner, and even what you believe love should feel like. Yes. So that's what we're going to talk about today on Trauma Talks. If you've ever caught yourself thinking, I'm losing pieces of who I am, this episode is definitely for you because today we're going to talk about 7 subtle signs of chronic emotional abuse in marriage or in relationships, and how the kind of love you grew up with might still be shaping the kind of love you accept now. Okay? So let's get right into this, you guys. My name is Crystal Booth, and I am a trauma recovery coach, all right? And so that's the reason why I'm doing this work, because I really want to begin to help people untangle the invisible patterns that keep them stuck. That's one of the biggest things that I hate, invisible patterns that keep you stuck in painful relationships in particular. So here's the things you guys. Emotional abuse is quiet. It hides under normal and often what feels familiar in love. It actually isn't, it's unhealthy, but it looks like it's healthy. And it repeats itself over and over again in these relationships. So if love in childhood meant walking on eggshells, chasing approval, or earning affection, that becomes your blueprint for connection. Yes, your blueprint for connection. Okay, so let's go through the 7 signs of chronic emotional abuse and why they often echo the very first version of love you ever knew. Yes, they echo that. So number 1, constant criticism and put downs. Okay, when you go through this type of emotional abuse, they don't just correct you. Okay, these type of abusers don't just correct you. They cut you from your choices to your voice to the way you simply exist. Nothing is ever quite enough. Okay, nothing is ever quite enough in this type of abuse. If love once came wrapped in disapproval or sarcasm, this kind of treatment might feel almost normal to you. Yeah. You learn that love notices what's wrong before it notices you. And even how being criticized can feel like being seen. Yeah. Until it starts to erase you, erase everything that you saw yourself ever becoming. Okay. So let's get into number 2, gaslighting. Okay. And reality testing. You start doubting your memory, your feelings, your sanity. Every conversation turns into proof that you're too sensitive, too emotional, or just too much. Yeah. So you begin to not to believe yourself. No one is believing you. You don't believe yourself. If you grew up being told your feelings didn't matter, okay, gaslighting feels like deja vu. You learn to question yourself long before your partner ever did. Yes. All right. So let's go into number 3. Okay. Emotional withholding. Yeah. This is a big one. Okay. When things get hard, they pull away, affection gone, silence loud. Okay. These left, you're left chasing, closeness that disappears when you need it most. Yes. You're constantly chasing this attention. If childhood love had strings attached, if warmth came only when you perform, you learn that love must be earned. Right. So when a partner gives affection like a reward, you go right back to earning what you should have been freely given. Yes. Okay. So that's how that particular emotional wound begins. And of course, it continues to repeat itself in adulthood. So let's get into number 4, control disguised as concern. They say it's because they care, but suddenly your world gets smaller. Who you see, what you wear, how you spend your time, it's all for your own good. This is what they say. If protection once meant control in your childhood, yeah, if you had maybe an authoritative parent, you might not even spot the difference here, okay? These are very subtle signs, you guys. You were taught that love means obedience. So when it happens, yeah, again and again, it feels like care, okay? That's what it feels like. It feels like care, not captivity. In actuality, it's captivity, but it feels like care. Okay, so let's get into number 5. Walking on eggshells every day feels like a weather report. You don't know what you're going to get into that day. You don't know what you're going to experience. You read their tone. You're constantly reading. You're in hypervigilant mode. Their silence, their footsteps. You shrink to avoid the storm. If you grew up with unprecedented modes of this, or unpredictable modes, unpredictable moods, okay, you learn to stay small, to stay safe. That same skill now is keeping you surviving instead of thriving. Yeah. So you're always looking to see what you're going to get from the person, still trying to keep someone else calm. Yeah. When you need to be taking care of yourself, even if it costs you your own peace, you guys. So let's get into number 6, blame and projection. This is a really big one, okay? No matter what happens, somehow it's always your fault, okay? They lie, excuse me. They cheat. It's like you lied, you cheated, okay? All right. You're the reason why I did this. If your childhood taught you to carry blame, that wasn't yours. This pattern fits very well, okay? You've been rehearsing guilt your whole life. It's not love, it is conditioning. All of these signs that I'm giving you are all your childhood conditioning, okay? So let's get into number 7, loss of self-identity. Yes, okay? You used to laugh differently. Yeah, you used to laugh differently. You had friends, hobbies, spark, all the spark is gone. Now it's like your reflection has faded inside someone else's story. Okay, there's no more you. You lose your whole identity in these relationships. If you had to hide part of yourself to earn love as a kid, yeah, you couldn't really let people know who you were. This is the adult replay, you guys. All this is an adult replay, okay? But here's what's true, you guys. You haven't disappeared. No, you just have got buried under survival. And you can come back to yourself, okay? You can come back to yourself. So let's close this out, you guys. I really appreciate you joining me on Trauma Talks, okay? All right, there's more content. You can just check the page, okay? There's so much more content for you to be able to learn, okay? Okay, if these signs feel familiar, you guys, I want you to take a deep breath, and remember this. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Okay? Abuse thrives in confusion, but healing starts with clarity, okay? Okay? Once you see that this is was your conditioning, the love you learned as a child may explain what you've accepted in your current relationship, but it doesn't define what you deserve. You're not too sensitive. You're not too broken. You're remembering what safety feels like. Yes, you forgot what safety feels like because your whole life you never really experienced safety. Okay, so if this spoke to you guys, subscribe for more trauma-informed conversations and resources to help you start healing. Okay, so this is Trauma Talks again. I'm Crystal Booth. Okay, because we love to bring this kind of content to you because love was never meant to shrink you. No, love is meant to restore you, not to shrink you. Okay, you deserve that kind of love. Don't settle for less, you guys. Don't settle. Okay? All right? This is Crystal Booth. Okay? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay? Bye-bye.